to Channel 10.5 News, your #1 source for news nobody cares about. And now for the weather. This just in, Christian Riley, a juvenile delinquent, has escaped from prison. A massive manhunt is ensuing. Currently, the authorities are searching a place where he is last struck, a goat farm in southeastern Ohio. Now let's send it to Anthony Buckley with the story.
Yes, Cole, I'm here at the scene of the crime. Early this morning, the police believe that Christian Riley, a reckless teenager, broke into Farmer Matthew's barn and stole his most prized goat.
Yeah, he went missing about 3 in the morning. I went out to feed and noticed he was gone. Them stupid teenagers always trying to take my first place goat.
Get him!
Sorry, it was a trap kid. I made an interview. What do you have to say for yourself?
I want a goat cheese.
No, that's not it. Tell me the truth.
The truth is, I like to take risks. I wanted a challenge. That old crops is no match for
You
me.
can see, this was a massive tragedy. Due to his underdeveloped prefrontal cortex and his aptitude for courting risk, Christian Riley will be heading back to the big house for some serious time. Anthony Buckley, 10.5 News.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hello, my name is Eugene Krabs. Have you or a loved one ever been diagnosed with depression? It is most common in teenage years, but you may be entitled to financial compensation.
You're poor!
Call this toll-free number now.
No, really, call it. It's toll free.
Yes, it is.
It's actually toll free.
Definitely.
If you're that, I think I can get some serious help. Come on. Yeah, I think I'm a teen suffering from depression and lack of impulse control because I seem to have a problem with stealing goats.
Who the friggin' frack is this? Is that frickin' dummy stole my goat round a week ago?
Welcome back, folks. Here with me in the booth is Mr. Alfred Finkelheim, a professor at the University of Dusseldorf and a 3-time Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yes, thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you, Mr. Finkelheimer, and what do you have for us today?
Yes, thank you, Cole. I would like to give you an insight into the teenage brain and all of its properties.
Alright then, go ahead.
Well, at the beginning of Insight into the Teenage Brain by Adriana Galvan, it states, the brain matures and continues to do so past childhood and into the teenage years and into your mid-20s. Since Christian's brain is not done maturing, he cannot yet sit down and make good decisions, and this is the case for Romeo and Juliet. Also, in the passage Teenage Brains, it says, as Steinbeck's driving game suggests, teens respond strongly to social rewards. This could explain why Christian did what he did. He might not have been doing it to show off for his parents, but he might have been doing it to show off for his prison friends.
Okay, Mr. Finkelheimer, please get to the real evidence. This is not good enough.
Fine. Teens should get about 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night, but most teens don't get enough sleep. As stated in bullet point 6 of the passage, the teen brain, 6 things to know. Christian could not be getting enough sleep, and it could be the case of his inability to make good decisions. This is the same case for Romeo and Juliet, as they seem to be up all night in the book. On the whole, teenagers made about 50% more errors than adults and children while attempting to stop themselves from pressing the buttons when they saw the threatening facial expression, as stated in Why Teenagers Are So Impulsive. This explains why Christian took the goat because he saw Matthew's threatening face. Romeo and Juliet have the same case as Christian. They were threatened by their parents. It states in the excerpt, teenage brains are malleable and vulnerable, researchers say. The so-called reward systems in their brains are very sensitive, while circuits involved in self-control are still not yet fully developed. Christian's brain is very sensitive and has developed a reward system that wants him to make risks.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Have you ever read Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, I have.
Do you think that the tragic results in the story could have been prevented if they had simply made different decisions?
Yes, I believe that it would have made a difference. For example, when Romeo and Juliet met at the party in Act 2, Scene 2, they made the immediate decision to get married the next day. This was caused most likely by their immature brains and the reward systems that exist at this stage of life. In addition, when Juliet goes to Friar Lawrence's to ask for advice and she threatens to take her own life, I believe that this was a mood swing caused by a hormone imbalance that has rewired the emotional processing areas.
Interesting.
Yes, yes it is.
One final question, if you may.
Yes, of course.
Do you think that parents should teach responsible risk-taking to their teens?
Yes, teaching risk-taking is very important in order for teens to avoid tragic consequences like the ones in Romeo and Juliet. Without the proper guidance, teenagers are more likely to do dangerous and sometimes illegal activities, such as drugs and breaking and entering. Guidance early on is very important because it will help teenagers to stay on the straight and narrow, so to say.
Well, that looks like all we have time for today. I would like to thank you, Mr. Finkelheimer, for coming in to give us an insight into teenage brains. We will see you next time on Channel 10.5 News.
The goat chase!
Get him! Oh no! Pork chop! Pork chop! I want to go chase!
Doesn't this place have any security?
I was once a young teen that wanted goat cheese to make a sandwich. But now, I trust Morgan.Mets for all my depressional needs. Get off my lawn, you stupid!